And then there we go. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 3-year plan. I'm going to dig in and dive into the 3-year plan. And for if you have not been here yet, you're going to want to go back and watch day 1, where I talked all about the identity of the version of you that creates a 3-year plan, that grows your business, that scales your business, that makes a lot of money, that builds and scales the empire. Okay. Day 2, we talked all about, can your business model actually do that? Can your offer suite actually do that? And I gave you guys a visual here, right, of a model that is scalable. And so you have a scalable signature offer, which is what we would start with, possibly depending on your business model. But then we would find ways to feed this model to grow your business in year 1, which is going to lead to everything that we're doing today, which is about build it once and scale forever. Okay. The reason I do things in this order, number 1, this is my process. This is my framework. This is what I do inside of the mastermind. So when you come in, you've now gotten a taste of, we are going to do next level identity work for scaling, for building an empire, for making a lot of money. And then we're going to create your model. We're going to create your 3-year plan together, and then we're going to execute together side by side. Okay. However, some of you have reached out and said to me, I don't make $35,000 a year yet. If that is you, let's have a conversation. Okay. If you're the person who does not yet make $35,000 a year, we can have a conversation about if this is or isn't the container for you. The reason we put that minimum there is because for some people, they need to go to academy first, and they need to get foundations, and they need to get the identity work down first, the higher self concepts down first, the nervous system work down first, and the foundations of, like, who do you serve, who do you help, the business foundations, before you come into my mastermind. Because when you come into my mastermind, you and I both are going to apply your business brain. We're going to apply your scaling brain, your empire brain, your next level self into business. This mastermind is very structured. We're going to be making decisions, fast decisions. We're going to be talking about growth and higher level concepts. We're going to talk about your big vision and scaling and all these things, that if you're so wrapped up and consumed every single day with mind drama to the point where you can't go into strategy, you need to start with my academy. If you're still getting wrapped up in, oh my God, I don't like it when people sell to me, and I don't like being sold to, and I hate it when people do this or do that, you're still in a mindset that you need to start in my academy. That is my $2,000 a year program. And we completely create your alter ego. We step you into your higher self. I create a totally new identity of you, and you start to embody that version of yourself. Now, I want to be very clear that some of you are going to be ready for Expansion Room Mastermind. However, you're going to have normal, quote unquote, mind drama as we do this, because you're a human and you're going to the next level of growth and scaling. But we're not getting stuck in that place for days and weeks and months on end. If you're still looping those things, that's where you would start at Academy. So I just want to be clear that we put those barriers for this program because I really need you to be ready. You've done a lot of the business foundations, right? Like, you understand business concepts, and you've done that, and you're like, I've done lots of mindset work, but I'm ready for next level. I'm ready to embody my next level self. I just want to make sure, can you guys all hear me just fine? Audio's coming through. Can we hear me good as I'm just ranting away here? If you guys could tell me in the chat, can you guys hear me and see me good? Okay, great. That's good to know. Okay, so it's really important that you use your own discernment here on what that is for you, right? If you know you're in a place, you're like, I want to build it once and I want to scale in the next 1 to 3 years, and I want to have a business model that is built for growth and scaling, that is built to get me to 6 and multi-6 figures in the next 1 to 3 years. And I not only want to do that, but I want to make a big impact. Like, I want to change a lot of people's lives, and I want to make a lot of money, and I want to have a lot of freedom. And I want my business model to open up doors to speaking on stages, to writing books, to new opportunities and bigger growth, maybe starting a nonprofit, volunteering, traveling, retiring your partner, buying land, having a chicken farm, all of those things. That is like, I want that in the next 1 to 3 years, you need to be in my Expansion Room Mastermind. That is the place where we start to build these concepts, these foundations, build it once scale it forever. And then when you learn my process, you get to apply it in other areas, right? So for some of you, maybe you have this offer is a course. Maybe for some of you, this offer is a group coaching program, right? Maybe for some of you, like this model looks different and the same, but once you learn this, you get to apply it in many, many areas. So this is non negotiable. Whether you're a service provider, coach, healer, mentor, building the foundations and knowing how to create a system, a machine that you feed that grows and scales for years is the goal. Okay. Who here has been stuck in building? You're always building, launching, selling, live selling, launching, going, selling. The business requires you to be in it in order for it to maintain, grow anything. It's like, I have to post every day. I have to do this every day. And then I have to do it every week and then schedule it. And then it's constant. And I'm always in the business. And I'm never able to really have freedom because that freedom comes at a cost. Yeah. Your freedom comes at a cost of like, if I take vacation, my computer is coming and I'm going to sneak and work behind the scenes, or I'm going to pay for this next week and shut my business down. That is a very, very expensive, time sucking business, right? My models, the models that I build, the way that I teach, and we're going to talk about this today, but the way that I teach my students to build a business is that it makes impact. That's first and foremost. Like, you are here to change lives, okay? But we do it in a way that also changes your life with money and time freedom. That is the goal. I am never ever going to be the person that says, be really good at marketing, be really good at sales, and sell people into your shit and then don't deliver. You will never do that in my world. When someone came into my mastermind, they were like, my jaw was on the floor of like how much in-depth information there is in here. Like, I am just shook because the last coach, she just gave me a Voxer and then just asked me to bring questions. And then we just talked for $2,000 a month. I was like floored. In my world, we build actual real businesses, and your offers can create systems. You have systems. You take people through processes and frameworks that are yours that deliver results even when you are not in the room. When my clients go through my processes, I don't have to be in the room for them to get results, but I do come in and coach. And when I come in to coach, they've already learned how to go through the process, make decisions, coach their self, and then come to me with, here's what I went through, here's what I discovered, here's what my thoughts are, here's my brain dump, here's the questions I have. And I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you for bringing this. Now let's like dig in. So the work is so much more impactful because I built my business in that way, but also gives me freedom, right? It gives me the freedom to be able to be with my kids, be a mom, full-time mom, to be in my life, and people are getting results, right? So I'm able to do that. Plus, it allows me to write my book and do the other things that I'm building outside of just this, because my goal is an empire, not just to own a course on the internet. My goal is to change the lives of thousands and thousands of people, not just sell a course and make some money. Right? I love what I do. Like, this is my world, right outside of like my literal life. And this matters to me because I know that while this right here is just a funnel, at the end of the day, the work that I'm doing, helping women become the breadwinner of their own lives. When you have choices and you have freedoms that you never had because you built a business that is yours and no one can take it from you. You've built income that is yours and no one can take it from you. And when you have this skill, you have it forever. And when you make money, and you always know how to make money, that is something that people cannot take from you, which allows you to have choices and freedoms you never had. In my last marriage, I was married to someone in the military, and he made the money and I didn't have money. And he was abusive, physically, mentally, emotionally, and I couldn't leave because I didn't have money to leave. I did not have choices and I did not have freedoms because of that, until I made the decision to walk away. And I said, from this point on, I will never be in a situation where I do not make my own money and have my own freedoms and my own choices. And that is what this builds. It is so much bigger than just an online business. This work changes and saves lives because women want freedom. And now we look around the world, what is happening? I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute, but we look around, who's in charge of the world right now? Who's in charge of the country right now? And where are they running it? Straight to hell. You know why? Because caring about people's lives, caring about community, making impact. They're not caring about that. They're caring about money and power. And now we see that in this industry of coaching, of online entrepreneurship, the people who care about money and power and looking good, and the people who care about changing lives. And in my world, we do things that change lives while also changing ours and generations to come. Being in my world and being a breadwinner is not just about money. It is the freedom and the impact that you make in your life and then your children's lives and your community's lives. And that is a wildfire that spreads across the world. And it starts right here. It starts in my world by changing you, changing your identity, doing the inner work that will allow you to be the best healer, mentor, coach, service provider that you can be because you've taken care of you first. And then building a business that gives you freedom to live your life while changing the world at the same time. And if you're not in business to change lives, yours and others, this is not the place for you, because I'm going to push you to say, what is your mission here? How is this bigger than you? How do you keep going to make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 years when your life is falling apart? Because there will be times when your life is really fucking hard. Since I've been in business in 10 years, right? And I go back to my whole life, right? Lost my biological father to suicide. I've been through so much big and little T trauma. Divorce when I was young, single mom when I was young, and then I got remarried. I've been through abuse. I've been through the ringer. Right now, as we speak, my grandmother yesterday, I was told her terminal cancer has spread to her brain and her whole entire body. But unless I told you that, nobody would know that, because my business is a well-oiled machine that runs. And I am the CEO of that company, and I run that company, and then I take care of my life. And it gives me the freedom to take care of my life at the end of the day, to be able to go home tomorrow and be with my family, right? But the point here is that we are not just here to make money. We are in business to change lives, and that's what keeps you going. Because it will be hard over the next 1 to 3 years as we go through this together and we build this together. There are going to be times you hate this and you don't love it. And we're going to plan to hate it. And how do we get through it when we don't like it? Because you're not always going to like it. But it's going to bring you the freedom and the life that you want to get through the other things in your life. I cannot imagine the last 10 years without entrepreneurship. I really can't. It's changed my entire life. And now my 2 daughters get to watch that. And that is why I help women build a 3-year plan for a big business to scale, to have the life you want, to change your life, to have freedoms and choices that you didn't have before. It is so much bigger than selling courses on the internet. And I have a feeling if you're in my world, you probably have a bigger mission too. There's something on your heart that brought you here, that lights you on fire, that says, this is what I want to do and how I want to change the world and what I believe in. And we're going to bring that to life in a 3-year plan, and it's going to change your whole life. Yeah. I get so worried about reusing content. Oh my gosh, no, you have to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it in different ways so that people grasp the concepts of what you're saying and talking about long term. People want consistency. People want to hear the same message over and over and over again, right? And they need to. I've spent so much time creating. Yeah. So a lot of you've been in creation mode, but haven't been in building and scaling mode. Yeah. Tell me in the chat, do you have a big mission? You are here to do bigger things in the world. You are here to change lives. You are here to make big impact, and you want to know how to do that, but also you want to change your own life and pay off debt and travel, retire your partner, and buy the land or the home or the chickens or the farm or whatever, grow your own fruit, flowers. You are here for bigger things. I guarantee you are if you're watching this. Exactly, to heal lives. Here's the thing is, okay, I'm going to tell you this. My brain is a business-minded brain. Eyes closed, hands behind my back, tied to a pole. I can whip out any business plan for anybody. That's just my magic. It's my gift. It's what I did when I was a service provider. It's what I did as a virtual assistant, an OBM, an agency owner, and now as a coach. It just in my third eye, I can see a visual of how it works, and then I bring it to life for clients. Okay. And I do it in a way where I keep it simple and I keep it easy and I go direct and I'm to the point, right? I'm autistic, so that's what I do. And also, too, a lot of the women that come into my world have magic and gifts, but don't know how to put that into a business model, don't know how to put that into strategy, right? And so that is why I do the 2 containers I do. My academy program, we up level your entire identity. You embody your alter ego. You become the woman that builds and grows and holds the empire. And then in my expansion room, we go into business brain. I will teach you how to use a business brain, how to think like a business owner, how to build a business that actually is a machine that you feed so that you build it once and you scale it forever. Okay? Okay. So, how are we feeling from days 1 through 3? Is it becoming abundantly clear what is missing for you? Is it the identity? Is it that you're so stuck in fear or survival or not enoughness, or you're still stuck in like, who am I and what do I do and who do I help? Or is it, I got all of that, but my actual like offers and model do not go fit where I'm going? Or is it, I don't have a long-term plan and I'm just, every day I'm live and I need a system that scales? Are you 1, 2, or 3? Maybe somewhere in the middle. Tell me in the chat. Yeah, you guys are like, I have a big life. I'm here to heal, shine light, caregiving for the chronically ill. Like, yes, exactly. You're here to heal, to do big things. That is why you're in my world. You are my people. That is what everyone in my world is. We don't do surface level. We don't do fluffy. We don't do bullshit, right? We do big business, changing lives, big impact. Okay. Okay. I know what I'm here to do. I know what I can do. I need the system. Yes. That runs with my, yes, yes. Don't know where to start with. Let's see, bringing the empire to life. Okay, perfect. We're going to get into this today. I need to iron out offers. Okay, cool. Whether you're in category 2 or 3, expansion room is for you. Ironing out your offers and your model, and then having the actual scalable plan. And if you're in category 1, you're best fit for Academy. Okay, perfect. Let's get into the 3-year plan. Why do I do a 3-year plan? Number 1, I covered this in my other days, but I'm going to cover it again. If you tell me that in 3 years from now, or now, you want an empire, you want to make more money, more freedom, more impact, you want to make 6 figures, multi 6 figures, we have to actually create a plan and a business model that can do that now. Okay. So in year 1, when you come into my expansion room, the first thing that we're doing is creating the plan, right? We can't do anything else. And we have an actual tangible on paper plan of what yours looks like. And then we go into cleaning and purging all the things that don't no longer fit your business, your identity, and your plan. And then we go into building what needs built, systems, offers, whatever needs built. And then we go into executing of said plan for year 1. Okay. That then moves us into, now we have a whole year, an entire year where you've executed said plan. You're going to know what works, what doesn't, your gaps, what needs change, what needs fixed, what needs filled, what needs to go, what needs to change. You're going to have a very clear picture of that. And you will know how to move into year 2 and then how to move into year 3. And once you have that, you will forever have this knowledge of how to build it, how to maintain it, how to grow it, how to scale it, what works, what doesn't. And you will never be in this place of, I don't know what to do. The business always needs me. It's always this, this, and this. You will never be in that place again. Okay. The reason I do it is because if you wait until year 3 to hit year 3's goals, and you don't actually know how to plan, and you don't know where to plug things in, and you don't have the systems, what's going to change? What's going to change? If you don't know it now, and you haven't built it now, and you don't know how to grow it or maintain it now, 3 years, that time will not change it. And the reason I know that is because I'm sure most of you have been in business at least or close to 3 years. How long have you guys been in business? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. How long have you been in business? One of my clients, when I brought this up to her, she's like, I cannot imagine planning for 3 years. And I was like, how long have you been in business? She's like, 7 years. I said, how long have you had the goal of having 6 figures? 7 years. 7 years. That's a magical number. 7 years. If you've been in business for 7 years and you have not hit said goal and you don't have a crystal clear plan and map to hit said goal, what is going to change? Time does not change it. And then you guys think, well, that's so much time, and then I'll be a new person and I'll have new offers and more money. But we're here now, 3, 4, 7 years in, and we're having the same conversation. So don't be the person who comes to me in 3 years and you're telling me the same thing. I'm offering to change your life right now. Okay. Almost 4 years, just rebranded. Oh my gosh. Who is this? Brooke. You are ready, girl. You're ready. You're like, I know who I help. I know what I do. I'm here to heal. I'm here to make impact. I've been here. I'm in the game. I just need the plan. Give me the plan. Yeah. I love it. I'm obsessed. I have like full body chills. 7 years to 3 years. Okay. Yeah. Yes, girl. You need to be in the expansion room. Yes. The thing is most women get caught into always constantly building more offers, more offers, more offers, more live events, more content, more platforms, shiny thing, the next thing. Now this thing works. Now this thing works. And I am going to ask you to laser focus only in on your plan that you create with me in my mastermind. It's the only thing. And then executing said plan. And as we execute, what happens is we will have a clear picture of what systems need plugged in, what team needs plugged in, what skills need plugged in, and if you need to hire team coaches, contractors to plug in to the said model that we built. But until you have actually created the 3-year plan for you that is custom to you and your business and the life you want, the money you want, the impact you want, we won't know who to hire. So you have to stop jumping into coaches and courses and hiring people and contractors and doing this and doing this and doing this because it's just distracting you from your own 3-year plan and you don't even know your gaps. And until you know exactly what your gaps are and what you need to fill them, stop wasting time, money, and energy guessing because I will just give you the answers. You build the 3-year plan and boom, all of a sudden it's like crystal clear like, oh, I really need to plug this thing in. I really need to learn this skill. I really need to clean this up, right? I feel like I get to pivot, kind of want to burn my box down to the ground and rebuild. Oh my God, Justina. Inside my expansion room right now, we have, let's see, I think we have like 5 people currently in the burn it down, rebuild it. And they're in there because that's literally what I did, right? Last year, I burnt my entire business to the ground and rebuilt it from my soul, from how do we make this thing work and systematize. And that's the only thing I spent time doing was like a very clear, structured, this is from my soul, right? Yes. Okay. So, what is the 3-year plan? What do we do inside of the 3-year plan? Okay. The first thing we do is we do big visions and commitments to yourself, and we ask you to come into the schoolroom, the mastermind community room, and make a commitment. So we take you through this process of being crystal clear on your own vision, not a borrowed vision. You do not, in this room, you do not get to borrow a vision from me, from your partner, from your family and their expectations, the world's expectations, your last coach's expectations. You build your very own vision for the life that you want. If that vision doesn't align with what other people want for you, we don't get rid of the vision, we get rid of the people. We change the people in our lives, not our vision to stay small, to fit into a world that other people want us to fit in. So we're going to be very crystal clear on how much money do you want to make and why. And for some of you, you're going to try to walk yourself off this ledge. Well, I don't really need that amount of money. Well, no. You want it. It's on your heart. That voice keeps screaming at you. You want it. You're going after it. We're doing it. No one is talking you off this ledge. Period. Yeah, Taylor's talking about that she's currently rebuilding what she has. She burned it down with me. Tay is magic, and I could not do this without her. Taylor, thank you so much. Yeah, so the vision has to be yours, right? And we get really clear on like what needs to go and be cleaned up based on this vision, because we are not going to hold back our dreams for people who are more comfortable with us playing small. The second thing you're going to do is choose a business model and scalable offer system that works for you. So this is part 1 of that vision, which is how do we make the offers work? What kind of offers do you want? What kind of business model do you want? For a lot of you, you're watching coaches on the internet pop up low ticket offers and live offers and $37 offers and $57 offers and $99 offers. And you're trying to mimic her strategy when you're only seeing what's happening on the front. But on the back of that strategy, she's selling high ticket. She's selling mid ticket. She's putting people into funnels and she's putting them in a system that grows her bigger funnel. But what happens is a lot of people will see coaches on the internet and they're like, oh, well, they're popping up a live offer and they're doing this $37 offer and they're doing this. So I'm going to do that too. And you do it and it doesn't work for you. and nobody buys and nobody shows up because number one, you don't have leads and you don't have a system for leads and you're not clear on that system. And then once you get them in there, what are you doing with them? And how have you created a client journey map? So we are going to clean up your business model and your offers, and they have to be scalable to 3 years. And before we start the 3-year plan, we do a full audit of hours you're going to work, money you're going to make, how your personality is, right? Because if you're a projector, not you don't get to use that against yourself, but you're obviously not going to build a model that a generator would build or that lights up a generator, right? And if you have let's say 2 kids at home, you're going to build a different business model than someone that has no kids at all. And we're going to use these pieces to make decisions on what is best for your model and your delivery. Because if you're trying to over deliver, handhold, one-to-one coach every client in your world, it's not scalable, and it won't be scalable 2 to 3 years from now. And so what will happen is you guys will build things for year one and burn them down and have to rebuild them in year 2 and 3, which is the exact thing we literally just said we're not doing anymore. We're building it once and we're scaling it forever. And in order to do that, you must build right now for the thing that still works in year 3. When I say that, what comes up for you guys? You must build offers and a business model now that still works in year 3. What comes up? Put it in the chat. I probably already know. How? Tell me how, Tay. Tell me in the chat, what is coming up when I say that? Some of you are like, holy shit, 3 years? Am I really committing to this? But some of you have committed 7 years, 10 years to business, and you still don't have this, right? So what is committing to another plan that actually works? Okay. Once we have the scalable offers, once we have the model, we go into your client journey and marketing map. Okay. This is what I taught yesterday in my mastermind because we're in a new round. Okay. This is the client journey map. I'm not going to teach this in full because we did a full 90 minutes on this yesterday. But if you join the mastermind, you'll have instant access to this training. Okay. Basically, and we build a full ecosystem, and every person's ecosystem is custom to them. Your ecosystem basically is, how do you get new people in your world? What system, and there's more than this, but what system are you choosing to get new people in your world? Does this system make sense for your life, your personality, your business model, your ideal client? And then once they come into your world, what are we doing with them? So many of you either, number one, don't have a lead generator at all, right? You're posting and praying. Or once you get people in your world, a couple things are happening. Number one, you're just haunting them with freebies and never selling to them. And it's just, you're giving them so much for free and very little are you asking them to buy from you. So you just get a lot of people that sit in your world and don't do anything. That's one. Number two is that your brand and your edge and your vibe isn't clear. So when they come into your world, they don't feel convicted and solidified to buy from you because it feels like a mismatch. You're saying things that are like, make this money and be successful and do all these things, but you're not portraying yourself as that, right? Or there's no differentiator. There's people in your industry that are doing just what you do, that look the same, that sound the same, that teach the same, that have the same everything, and you're not using your story and your energy and your vibe and what makes you to move people through this process. Okay, so what we build is a client journey map. Everyone's is unique to them. How do you get leads in the door? And we talk about how many leads do you actually need to bring in every month, every year, to hit the goals you said you have. So if you're saying, well, I want to sign 100 clients next year, because 100 clients at 10K is what? That's not right math. Let's go back to our 250. That's what we used on Monday. I'm going to, let's see, 250. And let's say you have a $5,000 offer. You need 50 clients for the year, which means you need what? 5,000 ish. You need 2,500 to 5,000 leads every year to hit that number and convert at that rate for that price. If you're like, this math is over my head, I teach this in depth. So, and I give you like it written down. So don't worry about it. But the point is that you need to know your actual numbers. You need to know, do I need 2,000 leads, 5,000 leads, 10,000 leads? If so, we need to pick a system that can do that. And we need to master said system and not have a bunch of systems. This should not look like your business in year one of this planning. This should look like year three, as you're layering in and as you have team and as you have support. But you need to pick a system and master said system that supports the amount of leads you need. And then you need to move them through this process to get them to buy from you. And you need to embody your edge and what makes you you, and this vibe and this energy of your brand, your mission, your vision that is so much bigger than this. These systems work when you plug in your personality, your magic, your gifts that you have been given. This is where this works. This does not work for every single business owner. Like, some of you, this is not the best. None of these four are the best one to choose. Some of you have a business model that I would never have you create a lead system through here, right? But you need to have a journey. For some of you, you should not have a free community. Some of you do not have the personality for a free community. You hate it. It's not fun. It doesn't work for you. Some of you don't have the ideal client. One of my clients yesterday said, I think I want to do a Substack because I really, really love writing. And I said, well, your brand witch, is all about helping women with messaging and marketing. If people on Substack are either reading or writing, they probably don't believe they actually have a writing problem or a marketing problem. So now you're wasting time on Substack because you like writing, and your clients that would be there don't think they have a writing problem. That's a waste of time. But you can implement that strategy in year 2 or 3 because you want to launch a book. And that's a perfect place to put your writing to launch a book, but it's not the perfect place to get clients in for marketing, right? So what we're doing with her is she needs to pick a model that supports growing and scaling a multi-six figure business as someone who teaches marketing. And then in year 3, she can focus on her book because her machine is running. Do you see how that works? That is the empire. That is the empire in practice. So that's what we're going to do, is build this system. After this system is built, we go into mapping out an entire year of launches. For 2026, you will know exactly when you're launching, what you're selling, what to talk about, when to talk about it, when you're off, when you're traveling and selling courses or passive offers because you're offline and not live launching signature offers. Your entire year is mapped out so that you can schedule out content and launches to run, and then you're in the back running data on that, and then you're saving it to rinse and repeat it again to run the same exact launch. And now all we've done is tweak what data we collected, and we rinse and repeat, and we rinse and repeat, and we rinse and repeat. And so by year 3, you are a master. You have a vault of content. You know what works and what doesn't, and your team can literally plug and play launches for you that work. And you get to show up live and be pretty and hang out with people and tell them how amazing you are at what you do. That's what happens when you build a system, and that's what happens after the system is built and you get to just plug it in. Okay, are you still with me? Am I giving you guys too much? Then we go into operations and team and systems. What systems need to be built so that this runs seamlessly? What team needs implemented possibly later in year 1, but year 2 and 3. Okay. And then we layer in your brand, your edge, your vibe. What makes you you? What makes you the reason that people want to be in your world? Okay. Okay. How are we feeling? I want to pause. And I want to open time for you guys to ask questions, to get coached. If you want to be coached by me, feel free. We can do some coaching. You can see in real time. You can ask any questions about what we've learned here this week. And then I want to pull something up for you guys while you do that. Tell me in the chat, what is coming up? What is coming up for you? Are you guys shook to your core? I gave this visual yesterday to my mastermind, and now I'm going to give it to you guys. Hopefully I can share my screen here. Let's see. Okay, while I'm pulling this up, make sure you put your questions in the chat, thoughts, anything that's coming up. I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's see what is happening. Hmm. Whoa, that is not what we want. How do I get out of this? And then what you'll also do is you will test all new tech before launching so that you don't have technical difficulties like me. Can you guys see my screen right now? Is it showing you guys anything or no? I feel like it's not.
Can I just help you?
Yeah, please.
Okay. When you share your screen, that's what it's going to look like with that kaleidoscope thing. And
Yeah.
then when you first bring it up, it's going to look like that. But then you change whatever you're looking at, but don't take it off of screen share. You leave it on
Okay.
screen share to us.
Okay.
So bring that up and it'll do that kaleidoscope thing where you see all the different levels of us.
So should I hit share entire screen?
If you want to share your entire screen, or if you're just whatever you bring up is a visual, you can
Yeah.
choose to share that window.
Okay, because it's giving me either show all windows. Okay. Hmm.
You can show all windows and you can make it full screen on your screen, then we wouldn't see anything else.
What can you guys see right now? Anything? Just
No.
me. Just
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it's only giving me share entire screen or show all windows, but when I select show all windows, it just keeps going back to this like locking me out. So this might be something I can't. I should have tested this with you guys. I should have probably stayed in Zoom. Zoom is the love of my life. School, not so much. So I
What was the
will,
first thing that you did that made that weird effect?
down here at the bottom, it says share screen. So I just clicked that and
Mhm.
then, wait, let's try this. Share this window.
Yes.
That,
Now
okay.
now change that window to take it off of the view of us. Go ahead and bring up the visual that you were going to bring up and it'll replace that. Do you know what I mean? See,
Yeah,
right
so
now,
I have that. Well, oh, okay, I see. Is it gonna, let me try this.
you
Sorry, you
leave that the
guys.
way it is because it's showing the screen as you're looking at us, at the window that we're all looking at.
So
So,
is
but
it
if you go
showing
ahead,
you, is it showing you school right now? I don't think it is.
yes, it's showing a kaleidoscope. It's showing like it's going down a hall. It's like it's 3D, like the same thing you're seeing. I know what you're seeing. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. So go ahead and bring up your visual, go to your menu and bring up the visual and replace that. Do full screen when you bring up your visual. There it is.
It's up now.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yep.
walking me through this, you guys.
You're
Isn't it
welcome.
crazy? I can be so good at business and so bad at tech.
I'm a tech nerd, so
I love this. Thank you. I'm not. That is
uh-huh.
my one. I'm not. I am not at all in tech. Okay. Can you guys still see what I'm doing here? Can you guys see where it's a Canva and it's pink and it's me? Do you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah, pulled up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this was me years and years ago in business, right? The pink, she doesn't look, I would say she is not my most powerful self. She is not my CEO self. She is new in business, right? Versus the version of me today that you are now seeing on my screen of my brand, right? This is so important and a piece of this puzzle layered in because people want to see you embodying your work, your personality, your edge, and what makes you you. And while there are other business coaches in the world who teach strategy, there is not a business coach in the world that teaches strategy in a way that is tangible and motivational, who has my story and my brand and my mission of breadwinner energy. And that is the piece of the things that makes it mine, right? That is what makes it different than what anyone else is doing in this world, in this industry. And that is something that we're going to layer in, because no matter what, at the end of the day, if you're listening here and you want to blow up in business in 1 to 3 years, you need to clean up and embody the version of you that does that, the identity of you that does that. You need to have an actual tangible plan and strategy to follow that does that. And then you need to have an external brand and mission as to why someone should give two shits about the work you do. Because the truth is, a lot of you here are in niches that other people are in, right? That's just the truth of it. And the way to avoid this saturated market is to stand out. And that is what happens in my world. We accomplish all three of those pieces together. We build the plan, we execute the plan together. We embody this version of you that not only can create it and think about it and build it and execute it, but that other people want to be a part of. You bring people into your world to be a part of this with you. Okay? That is what happens in the Expansion Room Mastermind. The applications close next Wednesday. You have now through then to apply and put down your deposit. If you have questions, reach out to me. If you are questioning the $35,000 already needing to be made, ask me. We can talk about it. I will be honest. I will tell you, you are in a place where I think this would work for you. Let's go. Or I think you should start with Academy. It's probably a better fit. I will be directly honest with you. If that is your holdup, though, make sure you send me a message. Okay. Otherwise, I want you guys to get in there and to apply and to get ready. Next Wednesday, I will be personally going through applications, and Wednesday through Fridays onboarding. You will get your contract, you will get all of your onboarding, and you will get instant access into the room, and we will get rolling. We're currently building the 3-year plan together live. Already in the room, we're doing that together live. And by the end of this year, when Christmas hits, when the December rolls around, you will be ready to go into 2026 to execute said plan. You will be ready to enjoy the holidays in peace. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe your family does not bring you peace. Maybe the holidays don't bring you peace, but your business should be bringing you peace because you have a clear plan of what you're going to do in 2026. You have a clear plan of how you're going to operate in 2026, and you get to shut off all confusion of who am I working with? What is the plan? What do I need to know? Who should I hire? Do I need to hire? What system? All of that is taken care of. You have it cleaned up. You know your plan. Okay. You know what's going to happen in your business in 2026. And then we're going to do it in 2027 and 2028. And you're going to not only be an empire builder, you're not only going to have multi-six figures in your business, you're going to have more freedom, more impact, and more money while you're changing the world. And you're going to have this built once, and we're not burning it down and rebuilding it. You get to have it built and scale it from this point on. That is what happens in that room. Okay? What questions do you guys have? Don't be shy. Do not be shy. If you're in my room, I'm going to push you to chat, to open up, to ask questions. Nothing is off limits. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Tell me in the chat, what questions do you have? Or who wants me to coach them? Feel free, come on in. Show me what you got. Anyone? And it could also be questions about Mastermind. It could be questions about what I taught this week or your own business. Anyone? Who is ready to change their entire life and their business in 2026? Who's ready to blow up? Who's ready to finally stop being in business constantly just for it to run? Yeah? That is what is going to happen in the next year. Are you ready? Are you up for the challenge? That's a better question. Are you up for the challenge? And the room goes silent. Everyone is shook, right? That's what we're going to go with. Okay. I'm going to drop in the chat the link that you need. Let's see. That is the link. That is the Expansion Room sales page. You can read everything that's included. That is also where your application is. Get your application in. If you have questions, send me a message on Instagram or in school. It doesn't matter, either one. Feel free to message me and reach out. Otherwise, I want to see your application. I cannot wait to read them and to go through them and to learn about you and to onboard you next week into my world. So excited. And also thank you. Thank you for being here. Some of you I saw live all week. You should be, first of all, be really proud of yourself for like committing to coming to a live event for 3 days in 1 week. Like that is impressive. I know so many don't do that, right? So thank you for doing that. You should be incredibly proud of yourself for that commitment. And I cannot wait to hear from you and to help you build your empire. Bye.